Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Photo Focus webinar, Getting Creative with On-Site Printing with Rex Huang. I'm Kevin Ames, and I'll be hosting this webinar, and we're excited to have you because we want to talk about printing. Printing is really the final expression of a photographer's. Just one second. Okay. All right, there. All kinds of technical stuff getting started, and we're pretty much ready to get going. I want to introduce our guest today. This is Rex Huang. Rex, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Good. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's so good to see you. Now, you're in San Diego?
I'm in California. Yeah,
Yeah,
Los Angeles,
California. So it's
California.
early for you.
A little bit.
So tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got started in printing photographs.
Yeah, I started as an event photographer, and this is a couple years back, and people started. They wanted to have an activity because as a photographer, you're going around and snapping pictures, and during that time, being able to have a mobile unit where you could print the photos and have this instant gratification with technology coming on board, we were able to start to add photo booths to our packages, and it really took off. And one of the advantages of the photo booth versus event photography, wedding photography, is that you are able to create a product on site and deliver it to the customer without all this processing or editing. And it was very, very fun. And it became a almost like a mainstay. It was like print kind of, went to the wayside from digital. And then now we have digital and we're printing and we're bringing it back because for somebody to get a print on site at an event, it became a memento. Kids coming up these days, they don't see print like the way we used to have to go to the corner drugstore and drop off the film or your favorite processor, and we had to wait an hour, and then we wanted to go through the shelves, find our name with the last names, and then we get to the car, we open it, and we're just like that excited. But now we're taking that excitement, shrinking it down from 1 hour to 10 seconds, and we're doing it on site. And that's what's really exciting about printing and DMP's entire line of printers, because they have small, lightweight printers. They have large event printers where we could be at like a Coachella or a food fair, a music festival, and have lines of hundreds of people, and to be able to create that reaction over and over. And when we saw that explode, it's like, man, who wants to do photography now? This is what's fun. And we're just taking everything that we knew, which is the exposure triangle, being able to present it like I do in a way with now you have the other thing is, as a photographer, you're looking, you have the eyepiece, and you have the screen, and you can see the feedback, right? Oh, you're like, oh, I nailed it, but they don't get to see that. They don't, oh, where am I in the picture? Now they get to not they get to frame themselves. Oh no, this is my good side. When you're taking the picture, the bride never tells you that because they don't see it. But in photo booth now, they can frame themselves and pose themselves. They can see themselves, and then not only that, they actually get a print. They get to take it home. they cherish it because they don't have too many of them, and winds up being on the refrigerator. And one thing that happened a lot when we started doing this, we were able to now add artwork, right? So we can do overlays, we could do logos and dates. And then, people are telling me, yeah, I was getting a call from my guests. I've never had so many people call me and wish me happy anniversary. They all have these great memories. They don't. It's the date, Bob and Mary, and then it says the date. It's been sitting on the refrigerator for an entire year. And
it's so cool. Well, you're doing something. We've got two things to talk about, really. We want to talk about the actual photo booth, which is very, very similar to the ones where we put some coins in and we get the Polaroid style prints out, the strip of prints. You're doing that now, but people can actually pose themselves just like a photo booth. And you have one there over your shoulder. Would you like to demonstrate that now, just to give people an idea?
Oh, yeah. So what I have right here is a Max PB design unit. And generally, we call it a mobile unit. And basically, this is like a mobile photographer, but you get the feedback screen, and you can print wirelessly. And as photographers, we are all worried about lighting. So we can add lighting. See? So now we can walk around an event with a battery pack in our pockets. So you can't get better than a ring light. It just looks really nice. And you also get the feedback screen. So the cool thing is, this is our event right here. As soon as I touch it, it says, you can't read that, but it says take photo. And this is slideshow photo booth, for those who are wondering. We'd walk around an event like this, creates lots of attention. So you're still like a photographer, but now you get instant feedback. So I'm gonna, right here, frame myself. And we also have what we call virtual props. So instead of walking around with props, I'll show you. I'm gonna give myself a helmet there. I'm gonna start a session. It'll count down. It'll take my photo right there. And then wirelessly, right? This is what's really cool now. I can go into the menu. I can choose the number of copies, and then I can go ahead and print. I can also email or text this to the attendant right away, or to the attendee or the participant right away. I mean, there's just two great advantages in addition to your photography, right? So if you're focused on the bride and groom, this is great for the guest. And the cool thing about the Max TV design booth is you can turn it back into a standing photo booth. So when after dinner and they want to go, they can go over here, start it just like I did, and take a photo. And the end result I have here on my DMP 410 is my photo. There you go, with my virtual prop.
And that so that's looks how we do. Awesome. Yeah. That's so very cool.
Yeah.
So I'm a commercial photographer, so I use the DMP printer a little bit differently. I have clients that want executive portraits. And so what I do is, let me get this so people can see it. I'll send them a print of the retouched version, and it's super easy to use the DNP printers. I really like it. So that's something that I find is really, really useful. Now, you can also work with your DSLR, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We can do DSLR, we can do iPads, we can do iPhones. In the same manner, I have a photo booth that uses a DSLR. Of course, we couldn't do that wireless unless you want to walk around with the, it has to be tethered to a PC, so you could walk around with a like a Surface Pro and still print wirelessly as well to the DMPs. Tell me a little bit, now you have me wondering, what are your packages like when you do the headshots? Because that's really cool. Would you ever be able to take that on site without retouching?
No, I do most of my portraits right here in my studio. If I have to go to a client's, I take along a laptop so they can preview the images, but I shoot everything tethered. And after they pick their hero picture, then I send them a finished print that I've retouched as a thank you. So they're not seeing the immediate result. They're seeing what they're putting out on the web for their profile picture, or they're having on websites, things like that, photos they're sharing. They get to see the retouched version. And that to me is more powerful. And when I'm working with models, for instance, I've made a template that has my logo at the bottom. It's kind of hard to see because of all the reflections. Let's see, there we go. And you can see the logo right there at the bottom. So I'll send these to the model so that she's got something just to show, just to have around. Like you say, the refrigerator is the best gallery we have now. So I do
What are
that a
you
lot.
using? You have a DS80? Is that an 8x10?
No, that's a 6x8. It's a DS620. Sorry,
Nice.
folks, we're geeking out a little bit here. Now, you've got a presentation for us, right?
Yeah, I wanted to be able to show you how I did everything, and I'm going to share some screenshots with you if I can.
Sure.
And so let me pull it up for us, and we can begin. Can you guys see?
Yeah.
All right. So like Kevin says, I'm Rex Huang, and I'm going to show you guys 2 ways that you can add on-site printing to your packages and with DMP. So here we go. All right. So Business Insider said back in 2017 that people will take up to 1.2 trillion digital photos. But the question is, where do they all go? I'm thinking that 2020, we're all quarantined. It's probably closer to 1.5 trillion digital photos. The last thing you're going to do is, lend your phone to your kid or to a stranger to let them flip through your photos. So, the best thing to do is to start printing them to preserve your family memories or your memories at events. And the printer that I just printed wirelessly from is the DMP QW410. It's the lightest printer in their line at only 13 pounds. What's really, really cool now is that we can print wirelessly, like from iPhone. I just showed you from the iPad. And anybody in the house could do it. Anybody at the event can do it. And what this would actually be is the modern day disposable camera. I don't know if you remember. Kevin, I know you remember. But,
yes, I do.
It used to be at a wedding, and you show up at your table and you have these disposable cameras because you were focused on the bride and groom. So you never knew what happened at the tables, and they'd be goofing off or having a good time, or you never know who sat with each other. And now we have the modern day version, right? Everybody's got one of these, but the difference now is they're able to print them, and they're also able to collect them in a digital album. And DMP has made that easier for us because now we can do everything wirelessly at an event. It's very, very seamless. So again, DMP 410, 13 pounds, does all sorts of different layouts, 4x4, any denomination of 4, 4x6, 4x5, 4x8. It doesn't do the fancy 6x8s that Kevin has. He has a larger printer, but those look really nice. And you will need the wireless connect module, which is easily done. The next thing is that they've come out with is they have lay flat technology. And when I first saw this, I just thought it was a gimmick. Like, what is lay flat technology? But if you start looking, paper that comes in these printers comes on a roll. And since they're wound for so long in storage, it starts to create this curl. But inside the QW410, which I have behind me right here, it actually has another head that flattens these photos, and it just makes for a better presentation. I mean, you have $1 million shot, Kevin, and the last thing you want to give to your model is this crinkled up, rolled up headshot that they have. So this is really cool in the 410. Then the next, I'm going to show you guys actually right now while we have this up is how this new disposable camera works. And it works just with technology that we have. So I'm going to go ahead and just turn on my phone. And I'm
Rex,
going to be able to.
just for a second, I want to remind everybody that's watching live that we have a Q&A pod. If you'll put your questions in there, I'll relay them to Rex and make sure you get an answer during the webinar. So go right ahead with your phone now, Rex. Thanks.
Very cool. So yeah, any questions, feel free to leave them. I love Q&A. So I just have my phone. I'm going to do a selfie. So sitting right here, here we go. So I taken a, whoop, that was kind of blurry. Moving. Right here, 1, 2, 3. And I've taken a photo of myself wirelessly. I am just going to go into my options, scroll down, choose print, hit print, and within 20 seconds, I'm going to have that photo. I'm going to show you how I did it. So the first item that I need is the printer, of course, and DMP has basically, they have tons of printers, but the three flagship printers you want to look at is the 410, which I call the prosumer, because you could use it professionally, but I use it at home. So now my kids know anytime they want to print a picture from their iPad or their phone, they don't have to say, oh, daddy, can you print this for me? Right from their phone, they're going to do this. And I'm going to show you how easy it is for everyone to do. The second item you'll need is this wireless connect module. So everybody's tethered wirelessly from their smartphones. Inside this box, it comes with the module itself. It comes with the USB cable to plug in, and there's 2 forms of power. So you also have an outlet, but on the back of the 410, you also have a powered USB port where you could power the wireless connect module. This is what the back end looks like. You only have to set this up once, and you never have to set it up again. You can see in the top, it says Wi-Fi. You connect that to your Wi-Fi once, and you're done. Your clients, your family, no one ever sees this page. And this setup was probably 2 minutes max. This is what you will see. So when you go into your phone, you will scroll through your photos, choose the photo you want. After you select it, at the bottom, you'll see the options box. It's a box with the arrow on it. You will select options, and then this is the next screen that you will see. You'll scroll down to where it says print. Then it'll go into the printer options. You can choose the number of copies. You can choose from any different printers that you have on your network, and you can go between color and black and white. In the top right-hand corner, you press print, and here you go. This is the photo I just took a second ago. And you can
That's
do this
awesome.
at parties, events, at home. And I'll show you another really cool way that we can do this virtually on this event or any event. So we use a software called Frame Your Selfie. And what it is, it's a virtual booth software, right? For virtual events like this. When you can't meet in person, we meet virtually. And this is one way for let's say, you want to do like an office party, or you want to do a wedding or a birthday, and you're doing this on Zoom, but you want everybody to participate. So this is how it works. If you have a smartphone, this works on most smartphones. We can do this right now. So take out your smartphone and take a selfie of yourself. And what you're going to do is you're going to text that to a private number, which I've already set up for us. So everybody can do this right now. Just make sure it's better to have if you have a picture of the person in the photo. And I want you guys to take that photo and text it to this number. right now, and I have this in a server. And what this will do is this will collect everyone's photo nationwide. And we also have the option of printing. And I tested that earlier, even though our buddy Brian is not here, I have his photo. So if anybody wants to test that, you can go ahead and do it now. So what you'll do is take a selfie or select a photo that's already in your camera roll. Go to your messages and text to this number, 562-262-8787. And what it'll do is send you back a copy. So you have a memento from our event. It'll add any type of logos or messaging that you want, and you will receive a copy. And then the host will also receive a copy too. They'll get not only a digital album, but they will get prints. So I can print anybody's photo from around the world, and you can do this at event as well. So I'm gonna see if anybody's done it besides Brian.
I sent you one, Rex. I haven't gotten the confirmation back yet.
Right.
There it is. Message received. And folks, really, if you're watching, please feel free to use this number and do this. And we'll show you the picture on the screen. I promise nobody's going to keep these or sell them, but this gives you an idea of some of the technology that's available for printing now. What's interesting about this is prints are kind of the new marketing medium. I'm using this technology to help market my commercial photography business. So Rex, while we're waiting for one of these prints to come through, could you talk a little bit about the cost of the prints and some of that type of things, the borders that we've been talking about? Okay, mine just came through, so it should be printing for you any second now. This is so much easier than using an inkjet printer. I can't begin to tell you. These printers use something called dye sublimation technology. And what that is there's a ribbon inside the printer that puts the ink onto the page with heat. And it's absolutely amazing. So did you get the print?
I did. This is absolutely amazing. So since I am in Los Angeles and Kevin is in another part of
I'm in
world,
Atlanta.
You're in Atlanta. That's your home base. Yes. I didn't want to tell everybody.
There are a couple of Southern bells for you.
They don't want to. Yeah, I know. You sent me some angels. So
yes.
Let's see. So you can see not only did he send me some angels, but we also did something really, really special, which was virtual green screen. And you guys don't really know that. So you really have to try this. So you have to see the algorithm on this virtual green screen, because that's not the actual background. So everybody,
yeah, it's pretty amazing. I'm looking at the print back on my phone, and it's pretty stunning technology. So how much does it cost to set up a frame your selfie once you've got the printer?
Oh, the frame your selfie software is on sale right now at $199. It comes with 2 licenses, so you can do 2 events in one night, and each print. So once you have the software, each print, I think we calculated, comes out to like 10 or 12 cents a piece.
Okay,
the 4x6.
Rex, why don't you unshare your screen? I think people have the number now.
Okay.
And let's get back to looking at you.
Yeah.
There we go. This is really, really amazing. And I want to show folks. Here is, let's see if we can get it. There's the original right there on my phone, which you can't see very well, but this is really stunning technology. And I think this is really worth looking at. So what are some of the other uses that you do at events for making prints on site with DNP printers?
What are the other uses? So like event wise, we do everything from festivals to sporting events to birthdays to weddings. And uh, right now we've done a lot of drive-through events. So we can take
Tell
this.
us about those.
Yeah, so we did a couple of Halloween ones, and we're doing a couple of school ones. We still, we're in California. We're being very, very cautious out here, but yet we still want to be festive. I would take the printer just like this on the stand, and we can use the Frame Your Selfie software, have everyone participating without any, in a touchless and contactless manner. We have somebody there with gloves and handing out the photos. But if they don't want the photos, they can always get the digital and the host. So the event, the PTA or the principal, they would have the entire album. If you were to do this at a family event, it would be the same thing, or an outdoor wedding, which we're allowed to have right now. We can have it at a wedding, and during the cocktail hour, everybody's dressed up, everybody's still good to go. You take your selfie, and or just you can use the rear camera and take a picture, text it to that number, and get a print as well, and still be in that entire album. And that's what we've been doing with the Frame Your Selfie. We have to be in this contactless virtual environment for a while.
Well, that's really cool. Now, this has got to be expensive. Let's discount the cost of the printer. How much do the prints cost? Let's say
I think I've calculated it's somewhere around 10 to 12 cents a print. Have you done the calculation on it?
So you can actually do an event, say you have 100 people, and it's going to cost you what, $12 to make the prints?
Pretty
and
much.
if you build that into the cost of the event and let people get as many prints as they want, your overhead is really nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. To set up virtual events, it really, really runs the gamut, anywhere from $99 to $9,000. So on the $99 version, you're looking at, 25-person smaller event. It's a private event. Then you can do something nationwide. For example, Reebok or Nike wants to do release their new shoe, and they want you to take a picture with the shoe and post it to an album where everybody can share. And this would allow you to do that. And that would be on the higher spectrum using the same technology.
So one of the things that I've found is really exciting about DNP printers is the ability to do custom borders. And let's see there, that's better. So this is a custom border, and this one actually came with the printer. I was able to make my own in Photoshop. This is just a PNG file, and I've got my logo at the bottom here, and I can put anything in that window that I want to, and it prints out a big, beautiful 6x8 print. This costs 25 cents. So I can afford to make these prints and put them in an envelope and mail them to a client. And this becomes a really inexpensive, super custom marketing piece. And this is real easy to do. And the software, the DNP hot folder software, is free from DNP. It's right on their website, and you can download it and use it to make these prints. And it doesn't take any time at all. I am absolutely amazed at how fast this printer prints.
Yeah, I think, before people didn't do it because it was cost prohibitive. And now,
and a lot of the inkjet printers are just not as easy to use. You don't just send them a picture and get a really nice result. You've got to profile it. You've got to do all of this other work. And now for this kind of work, you don't have to. And the smaller sizes, I mean, being able to print 2 4x6 prints on one of those 6x8 sizes like this, that's 12.5 cents a piece. And those will fit in a regular business envelope. And people love opening a hand addressed envelope that has a picture in it that they can relate to.
Yeah, I think you hit it on the nail right there. Is we've gone through this digital phase for a while that now when they get a print, people don't throw it away, right? That goes
Right.
back to the magnet on the refrigerator, because when you went to the event, you got this print, you're thinking like, how do I get another one? People don't go to the drugstore like they used to, even though DMP does have little stations there that you could plug your phone into or send your pictures to get a print. We're just in this um, stage where we want everything now, and to be able to have a printer at home makes 4x6, 6x8, even 8x10s is huge, because I think that's where the memories are really going to come from. It's gotten back to the point where I have to buy, and I'm going to show you this. uh,
Oh,
oh,
while he's doing that too, Rex, after you get ready to show us this, I'd love for you to talk a little bit about the pricing on the printers.
yeah, we'll do, to the point where I have to get an album. I just printed so many pictures that I have to have somewhere to put them. So it's been a while since some of you seen one of these.
Right.
So
And there's something to be said about an actual physical album. It's much easier to take your best pictures, print them, put them in an album, and then sit next to somebody masked appropriately if you're not in a bubble, and share the experiences. So what do these DMP printers cost roughly?
yeah, so the three main ones that I see a lot is the QW410. We call it the cube, right? Because it looks like a cube. And that's coming in 13 pounds prosumer, right around 459, I believe is the retail on that. They also have a RX1, which is a little bit bigger. It's probably 35 pounds or so, but it holds like 1,000 prints, something like that. And that is right around the same price, right around 459. So if you're doing festivals, large events, that's the printer that you want to go with, and that's 459. Then you have the lightest and the fastest is the DMP 620, which I have here. Is this what you're using, Kevin?
Yeah, that's what I've got.
I believe the retail on this is right around 740, 749, 600 prints 4x6 in right around 8 seconds. It fits into a case, it transports very well, and it's like 20 odd some odd pounds. So if you want to take it on a flight, this is what we use. If you want to take it to an event, that's what we use. We use a rotomolded style case that you see on the floor in the back, and we absolutely travel with this case. This printer is an absolute workhorse. So those are the three printers that we use, with the RX1, which is a little bit bigger. The brings the print cost down a little bit. I think it's probably closer to like 8 to 10 cents, something like that. So those are the three different in terms of uh, drivers, um, color profiles. Everything is built in. DMP gives you pretty much everything, and it's ready to go out of the box. You just insert the paper, and it's dice up, which is heat transfer. It goes through ribbons, not ink, so you don't get any leakage or smudging. When you're at an event, kids always love to grab, and with inkjet, that's the worst, because now you're starting to see like thumbprints. With the dice up, it comes out a little bit warm and it's dry to the touch. So that actually gives it a very nice professional feel to these photos. So that's the pricing on it. You guys have any questions? Don't forget we have a Q&A
Well,
that
we
we
must
can
have been
do.
doing a really good job, Rex, because there haven't been any questions. And I want to go ahead and start wrapping this up. I really want to thank you for your time here on Photo Focus on this webinar. And I'd like to invite everybody watching to be sure to check out photofocus.com. We're in the last days of our big contest, so you'll want to register. There's some fabulous prizes, and the grand prizes are being given away in December, I believe it is. So that's it for us, for Rex Huang and myself, Kevin Ames. Hope you have a very happy, successful, and mainly safe holiday season. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.